You guys like my long legs? I finally get to show them off on camera.
Do you like my long legs?
Hello and welcome back to the Croak and Crow podcast on vacation.
Yes.
You're so far away.
From?
I feel like I'm used to the
right.
exact distance of every day.
You're right.
It's probably better though with the whole COVID thing.
Not in Florida.
Not. It's not a real thing down here in Florida. Wait, did I even introduce myself?
No.
I am Spencer Cartier.
And I am Allie Gator.
And Frank is not here today, unfortunately.
He didn't have his papers.
He did not have his
Documents.
real ID.
His real ID.
To travel, but he's back up in Pennsylvania, holding down the fort while we are here, and we're in sunny St. Augustine. A little too sunny, but yeah, we're back.
We're back.
And
this week we're in Florida.
Yeah, we'll be in Florida this whole week. And instead of pre-recording podcasts like we've done for you guys before, we decided to bring you with us. A little vacation all around the country. It's becoming fall, as you know.
Yeah.
I've been calling it out.
Yeah.
I said there's a tinge in the air. I had to get out.
Right.
I had to run away. I had to go find the sun. And found the sun I did. I might go boogie boarding today.
Okay. And I think, does fall start tomorrow?
Yes. The fall solstice.
No, the fall starts today.
Yes, fall starts today. Wait, what day is it?
21st.
I'm on vacation time. I don't know what day it is. It is the 21st, which means fall officially started, but not for us. We are living in summertime all the time.
So, it's One Word Wednesday.
It is One Word Wednesday around here, guys. Came all the way down to Florida to give you guys a One Word Wednesday. And what we do on One Word Wednesday is we pick a word, any word. You can look around. We can pick palm tree. We can pick bucket hat. And we talk about it. And we bring the spirituality into it.
We find it.
Because we live in a spiritual world, I would say.
I got a metal detector.
Did you?
And the metal detector detects the metal.
That it does.
And I'm going to use it on the beach. If I don't show up, tomorrow's podcast is because I struck literal gold. So
you're saying if you had a little money in your pocket, you wouldn't spread the Lord's good message.
No, I would. But so the metal detector is beep beep beep, and we find it finds metal for you to dig out and to look at it and say, is this valuable or not? And with One Word Wednesday, we find a word, beep beep beep, and then we talk about it spiritually and we see if it's valuable or not.
Well, I guess I know what the word is. It's metal detector.
Yay!
Metal detector. In honor of your brand new metal detector. Does it have a brand?
Should I get it?
What?
Should I get it?
Isn't it still in the box?
Yeah.
Nah.
Okay.
Nah, forget it. We'll show you two tomorrow when it's all unboxed.
All right.
Maybe we should do a little unboxing.
We can do an unboxing. I got it at Harbor Freight.
Harbor Freight? Never heard of it.
Harbor Freight. And I don't know if that's around the country, but it was back in Pennsylvania. And I paid $60 US for it.
Well, excuse me.
But I'm going to make that back.
Oh, when you strike gold.
When I strike all sorts of things.
Okay. So walk me through what you're going to do with your metal detector.
I am going to take it out of the box with the batteries.
Okay. So you're going to go to the beach?
I'm going to go to the beach because the beach is right beyond the trees. And I'm going to turn it on and listen for sounds that tell me to dig here.
And you're going to try to find some valuable items?
Yes. Where we are is, it's a not an American colony, but a colony in America that has been, people have been living here since...
It's the oldest.
When I say, people have been living here forever, right? Because Native Americans. I'm saying that since the 1500s, did they create a town, did they create the towns that we're used to? And then it was occupied by different people, but
it's the oldest city in America. It has a lot of the oldest landmarks.
Yes.
Oldest church in America.
Schoolhouse.
Shout out. Oldest schoolhouse. Ponce de Leon, who is some guy, but apparently he's the person who found the Fountain of Youth.
Yes.
Which is also here. So you could be finding things that are well over 500 years old.
Yes, and it's also the most haunted city in America.
I feel like that comes with being the oldest.
have you had any hauntings since you? This isn't the first time we've been here. So have you had any hauntings?
No, I've been sleeping outside. 0 hauntings. I've been
Good.
I've been looking out for it, but they know better. The spirits know better than to mess with me when I got my guard down.
You know, the metal detector detects metal, and then they have these machines that detect hauntings.
Like EKG, or is that for your heart?
I think that's for your heart.
It's
But
something,
it's something like that. And they can turn it on, and they can, and maybe that'll be my next purchase if Harbor Freight has it.
Yeah. So let's talk about. I feel like I want to talk about metaphors of a metal detector.
Okay.
Metal detector metaphors.
Okay.
It's Metal Detector Metaphor Monday on a Wednesday. So help me with this.
Okay.
The idea is to use something to find things of value.
Right.
What's our spiritual metal detector?
Well, just when we first think about it, the helpful way to think about it is that why can't we just see it with our eyes? The metal. Okay.
It's hidden.
It's hidden, but it's not unattainable.
It's not.
It's hidden. We just have to use some tools, instruments, and techniques to first of all to be target where we want to dig, and then we have to use some. It's not a magnet. It doesn't pull it out of the ground for you. You have to use your energy to get it out. So if you start there, obviously faith is all about believing in things you can't see with your eyes.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of people stop right there once they say like, "Oh, I can't see God, so He's not real." And if we don't have a God detector, or do we?
We don't have a God detector, but what we do have is a good detector. You like that?
I do.
So, I've told you guys before, I have this philosophy. I'm kind of philosophical, you know? You like guys like my long legs? I finally get to show them off on camera.
Do you like my long legs? Comment below.
I have this philosophy that 2 people can live the exact same day, or 1 person can live the exact same day twice, like Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
1 person, it'll be the best day of their life, and the other person will be the worst day.
Oh, that extreme?
Yeah.
Okay.
That extreme.
Okay.
And it's what you focus on. Things happen good and bad every day.
Sure.
And if you say, oh, this person gave me a bad look,
right,
and that person didn't hold the door for me, you'll be like, wow, this date was awful. Everyone's mean to me. But then if you instead focus on, well, wait, this person said that I have nice hair. You know, I found a nickel on the ground,
right,
and it's like, wait, today was actually really good. And it depends where you put your, where your perception. Is that the word?
Focus.
No, your focus.
Yeah.
And I think with like a metal detector, you could walk on the beach, and this is just sand.
Right.
Sand. I hate sand. It's coarse and irritating and gets everywhere.
I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere.
Star Wars.
Of course. Of course.
So yeah, it's just sand and broken shells and rocks. But the person who's walking with a metal detector finds treasure.
Right.
On the same ground that everyone else walked and said there's nothing here.
Right. Walked right over it.
And I think we can tune our bodies and our minds and our souls to work as metal detectors and build a empathy towards other people. And you see the goodness in things. You see the goodness in people. And also, you can see God in things. You know,
right,
when someone just looks around nature and they're like, wow, isn't God amazing?
Right.
It's, instead of having that, oh, look at all the sand. It's, well, no, there's so much treasure in the sand.
Right.
That you just need to be able to get,
right,
to be able to find.
Right.
Reach in and grab.
I'm wondering if, in relation to atheism, you know, if the atheist walks over the sand and says there's no treasure under there.
Yeah.
And it didn't take the treasure away.
Yeah.
Now, the atheist is not using the metal detector. They are not digging, and they are not extracting.
Yeah.
And so they're making a statement, and it can kind of be proven because it was never disproven.
Yeah. Yeah, if you look over there, there's no There's there's no God here. You can also see it with when bad things happen and someone's like, "There's no God here," and it's like, sure there is. Like, yeah, you might not be able to see it, but it's there.
Right.
It's always there. And yeah, it's just about, and I mean, yeah, it also goes with this sort of faith as well, where I can walk on the sand even, okay, fine, I'll give your stupid metal detector a chance. I'll walk with it all day and all night. I didn't find anything.
You can get dejected.
God's not real. People aren't good. That's it.
Right.
But it takes same way it takes optimism to use a metal detector, expecting to find treasure.
Right.
It takes faith to focus on the good in things. Focus on God being in situations you wouldn't think of Him to be in.
Right.
To find it.
Right.
And even if you don't find it for weeks, it's the idea of not getting I'm sure, I don't really know professional metal detectorers. Yeah. But I'm sure.
You can find them on TikTok and YouTube. And they have high-end equipment.
Yeah.
If you raised your eyebrows at $60,
I can imagine.
It costs way more than that.
I can only imagine how many times they haven't found something before they found a big thing.
Right.
And we always talk about that with God of it's not about having your prayers answered in one go. It's about that consistency.
Right.
And then one day you'll look back, one day the metal detector will look back and be like, well, thank God I kept doing it, because now look, I found the chalice of Ponce de Leon himself.
Right.
And you say, thank God I prayed every day,
right.
because now look at my life. Like, things have gone so well, even in all those times where I didn't understand why am I only finding bottle caps. Why am I only finding spiritual bottle caps? You know?
And if you find a bottle cap, it's actually probably special, because bottle caps are plastic now.
You keep saying that. No, they're not.
Oh, you're thinking of beer caps.
That's only. When was there a water bottle cap?
I was thinking. Well, there
You're
was
thinking
never
of like soda bottles.
Soda. There was
Glass
never
bottles.
water. First of all, nobody used to buy water. Nobody used to buy water.
People still don't. Write down in the comments below if you guys are water bottle drinkers. I was talking to a Coloradian,
Coloradish.
And they said they didn't see people so commonly buying cases of water until they came to Pennsylvania. But you'd like refill your water bottles, or you'd have
really Pennsylvania.
I mean, it's not a Pennsylvania thing, but I think it's.
But that person.
I think more than it not being a Pennsylvania thing, I think it wasn't a Colorado thing.
Gotcha.
Which kind of makes more sense.
Well, because it's super.
Wasteful.
It's super littering of plastic.
Yeah.
We talked about single-use plastic before. When I grew up, never did people buy water.
What'd you do? Drink tap water?
You would find a water fountain.
You would find one? What are you doing at home?
Oh, at home?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was from the tap.
Oof.
Oof. And yeah, it was always from the tap. And I don't think people were even big water drinkers. So like you might make a powdered drink mix or something, tea or coffee. And if you wanted water, yeah, you would turn on the spigot and the faucet and take some water. But it wasn't this kind of, did you drink your water? Probably when the refrigerators started to come out with the indoor water thing, that was like a turning point of people feeling like,
now it's time to drink water. Okay, I need to pull my 5-inch inseams. If you guys ever watched the Gen Z podcast, I talked about how I'm born in '96. I'm Gen Z. But when you're sitting down, 5-inch inseams turn to 2, and it looks like I'm wearing a Speedo on my vacation.
That's okay.
Well, it's okay. I mean, I'm not ashamed of my legs in any sense of the word, but we might.
This is a very Golden Girls set. I'm feeling
Golden Girls.
Yeah. Well, you don't know the Golden Girls really, but we're on the lanai at the moment.
We're in the lanai.
So the turning point for the water was when the fridges came out within the inventions. A fridge was a fridge.
A fridge is a fridge. That's all you're gonna get.
Okay, so
a fridge was an ice box.
So let me back up. Well, that's super backed up, but my grandmother did tell me about the ice box, which was one compartment ice, ice block that the ice man. My uncle was an ice man. Give you a tongs and ice block to keep your cooler cold until it melted. But that was before me. But for me, it was freezer on the top, fridge on the bottom, standard. Started to get fancy with the side-by-sides.
Oh.
That was fancy. That was like, cool.
Whoa, why do you need so much freezer
Fun.
space?
Yeah. I also was of the time where, you see, they can't see, but we can see. This sort of color scheme.
Yeah.
When all of a sudden, kitchen appliances would be like almond, avocado colors.
Yeah.
But so now we're all the way up to the indoor water dispenser.
The indoor water dispenser.
It sounds like indoor, but it was in the door. And that was when they start putting in your heads like, is it safe to drink the faucet? This is filtered, you know, and it started to say, don't you want it chilled and stuff like this? But as for being outside, going places and needing water, you would ask the people if I can have some water at a store.
A water cup?
Yeah.
That's like at fast food. Back when I was a lad, you'd always ask, could I get a water cup? And then they give you a small cup and then you just fill it with soda.
Yeah. But I mean, if you were really thirsty, so we didn't think about what if I get dehydrated while I'm shopping in a place. You just wouldn't. You wouldn't get dehydrated. You wouldn't think about drinking. And if you did, you'd buy a soda or something. Okay? But if you really were going to faint or you were elderly or anything like that, you would, like, say you're in a clothing shop, you would say to them, like, I need water. And they would give you like a cup of water.
Yeah.
But
I wonder if tap water was more healthy back then.
I don't know. I know they fluoridated it because they knew everyone was drinking it and they needed the kids' teeth to be strengthened. But anyway, I do remember too, like when it started to be buy water, people scoffed at it.
Yeah.
I'll never buy water. Like, are you crazy? Water's free. Yeah. And now, especially you as a Gen Zer, you can't imagine a world where that was unusual. I mean, you just buy water and water's not free.
Yeah, but I mean, people are still trying to get away from it. And I see a lot of these water bottle refillers.
Is it free?
Yeah.
Oh, it is?
You'll see it like libraries and stuff.
Oh, libraries?
Like the bottle refillers. So instead of like a water fountain, it's actually usually right next to it's next to the water fountain. And then there's something that you just put.
Right.
And then it usually has like a little digital clock that says 1,000 bottles of water saved.
Oh, okay.
Because now, like, me and my Gen Z people, we use like hydro flasks and stuff.
Yeah, and it's good. It's good. I'm not against reusable water bottles at all, as long as you as long as you can wash it. Because when I see the small mouth, or the small neck, I think it's called, of a bigger water bottle, I do not feel comfortable that I want to be able to clean it. So if I'm going to reuse it. And then you have the whole other situation of if you're reusing plastic, that the plastic can leach into the water you're drinking.
I was actually just at a store. I was going to play tennis, and I was looking for a fancy... Sometimes, do you ever have to have like a little bit extra money in your pocket, and you're like, I want to get fancy water today?
I've tried it, not from extra money, but just for... it piqued my interest. You know? Mm-hmm. It's
like something, so I'll usually splurge and get my Fiji or do something like that. But so I was in the old Rite Aid. I was like, no Deer Park for me today.
Right. I'm
gonna go fancy, and I saw these metal bottles in metal? Metal, and it cost too much. It cost like $3.50 or $4. But it was
a throwaway bottle.
No.
Oh.
Yes and no.
Okay.
It was a throwaway bottle that. How did it go? Did they say we'll refill it for you or you can refill it? It was a refillable, disposable bottle.
Okay.
Like you weren't meant to throw it. It was saying like, hey, don't throw this away.
Okay, so you didn't really buy it for the container, but they were saying it is safe to refill this. Because the regular plastic ones that aren't supposed, like, you're not supposed to refill them. Yeah.
But yes and no. But here's my thing. I think it was all advertising. I think all the money I spent was on the bottle. All my whole $4. Yeah. Because the water was terrible.
No, you're kidding.
It tasted like literal tap water. It was. I think they spent like $3.75 on the bottle.
Right.
And then they just
interesting.
Put their faucet on their hose water.
Well, if that was placed in your yard, and someone threw dirt on top of it, I could find it with my metal detector.
You could. The other problem with it, I forgot. It was a black metal bottle. I took it to play tennis. After one round, it was boiling water.
Oh, wow.
It was like, in the water bottle, plastic water bottles.
Right.
Doesn't retain that much heat, but I touch it, I'm like, ow.
Yeah, you just made me think about metal, refillable water metal things. As I was saying, like we didn't grow up with water bottles or whatever, but I just remembered the canteen.
Oh, yeah.
Boy Scouts would have it, and then like we wanted it, like because I told you before too. We had the Army Navy store.
Yeah.
So even if you weren't in the military or Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, no, Girl Scouts didn't do anything fun.
They sell cookies.
I know they're little entrepreneurial businesswomen, but the canteens, they were so fun. But talk about not being able to wash it. Canteen top is that big.
We're at like an older house right now, and there's this game, all these board games, probably from 1950 or something.
Yes.
And I was in there washing clothes, and I saw one game, and it was like Battle of the Sexes. But this game must be old because it was like the premise was finally decide who's better, men or women. But it was a man and woman facing each other. The man had a drill, and the woman had a hairdryer.
No.
And I'm like, it's a little sexist.
That's funny. I just saw.
As a Gen Z, I can say that.
I know. I just saw on Instagram a post, and it was a picture of Battleship. You know, the board game Battleship, and it's a dad, 1950s looking, 60s maybe. Dad, that kind of drawing, that realistic drawing. Dad playing the son, and it said "fun for the whole family." And if you look over their shoulder, it's the mom and daughter were washing dishes, and they were looking over at the people playing Battleship, and they were laughing. So it was fun for the whole family.
Yeah, you guys can watch while you're doing housework. I'm seeing a lot of TikTok things of it's like half a joke, but it's of men being house husbands.
What do you mean half a joke? And men have been house husbands at this point for, 20 years.
Yeah, but I think the joke is
longer than that.
The joke is like when your wife is bringing home $150,000 a year, and he's like toothbrushing the floor and stuff.
Oh, you mean because he valued her so much for that? Because why would he be doing that? What are you saying?
He's saying,
I love this. I love this deal.
You're the breadwinner,
okay.
and I will give you dinner every night, and
I'll be better than you're just someone who stayed home. Yeah,
but this thing's funny.
That is funny. It's funny also that you didn't know what a homemaker was.
I still forget. It's a housewife.
A housewife, and it's still on drop down lists. You know, when you have to pick your occupation: are you a student? Are you unemployed? Are you a homemaker? And so I couldn't believe that you didn't know it. And then I asked your sister, and she too was like, I don't know what that is.
We're both Gen Z. We don't know your boomer things. We don't say things like that anymore.
Well,
we come from a time of dual incomes.
I understand when I understand not needing to know about the icebox, right? Because that would never come to play. But what I'm saying is, if the word homemaker is still being used on drop down boxes that were created in 2022,
but
don't you think you should know the word?
Created by boomers for boomers.
Do you think boomers are creating things at this point? I think it'd be hard to be hired as a boomer at this point.
I don't even know what the actual age brackets for that is. Oh, look what we found. A frog.
We found a frog.
Now we just need a crow. If anyone wants to send us a crow.
Well, we have no address because
we're off the grid. Okay, guys? Do you know what really happened? We got ran out of our house.
We did.
Our studio.
We got ran out of town. But they're not going to stop us. This is pirate radio.
We're in international waters right now.
Yeah,
we're on an island.
Yeah, we're on an island.
Yeah, we're on an island.
Spencer's Island.
People were like, "Yo, you guys are speaking the truth a little bit too much."
Mm-hmm. We felt a little.
Yeah, you guys are liberating these people, one podcast at a time. And guess what? We said we're not going to stop. We'll run to the edges of the earth, promoting our message about
via solar power.
This is via solar power. We have my sister Avalon. She's on one of those bikes, pedaling energy as well. This would be nice. I feel like this would be a nice place to get fanned with a big leaf and being fed grapes.
Okay.
I don't think I'd ever want that.
I don't even know if you eat grapes.
I don't. But like, I can use my hands.
And I think grapes are more of a cool weather crop.
That's a thing.
You have to eat bananas.
That's what you've seen someone getting fanned and someone dropping a banana in their face.
No, but I think you were referring to maybe like the Middle East. Do they have cool weather as well? Grapes are
maybe like Italian royalty back in the day.
Yeah, there's.
I mean, we know Italy is big with the grapes
because the artwork.
Like maybe like the Roman emperors.
Yeah, Rome. There you go.
Yeah,
but it's not a tropical. There's no grapes here.
No, maybe we can find a pawpaw here.
A pawpaw.
Pawpaw.
I wonder.
This is
Wait, I told you before. It grows in Canada. Like we didn't have to come south for pawpaw.
We're going to change the name of this podcast to the Pawpaw Podcast.
I thought it turned into the water podcast because metal detector we abandoned that early.
Oh, we want to go back and talk to it?
Well, it was a
Talk to
combo.
it.
Tell us, metal detector. It tells the future. But just to combine the two, my metal detector works in shallow water.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, look at that. So you're going to go out today?
I am going to go out today.
So tomorrow, you going to have any goodies for us?
I'm going to do it every single day we're here. I will have goodies. And also there's going to be a what's it called? Like a learning curve. So I won't be as good today as I will be. That's, lesson for life. I won't be as good today as I will be in a week.
Isn't that the whole point?
Right.
But yeah, metal detectors.
Maybe I'll find something religious. It's a religious podcast, even though we don't beat you over the head with it. We just kind of scatter it like
Just kind of
birdseed.
flick your head with it.
No. Maybe I'll find because there was a lot of spiritual. I don't want to say. I don't know.
How do you say
Activity here.
Yeah.
And
Well, the Spanish owned this,
yeah,
and the Spanish were very
it was
religious.
actually. I'll have to ask Avalon and I'll update you tomorrow. But there was a huge attack on the shores here, and she had a teacher in college, a professor, who told her that literally because the people prayed, they were spared. They should not have been spared. But I could find maybe some
relics,
crucifix,
yeah,
medals,
yeah, like we said.
MEDALS, a holy medal detector.
Yeah, I mean, like we said, the oldest church in America is here.
Yeah.
So you just go to the church and you put in the metal detector.
Beep.
I found something. Like, let go of that. It's a tabernacle.
I'll say, but I found it.
But
I don't know what the rule is. I'm guessing the beach is free reign. I can keep. I know if I found it maybe in a state park, do you have to tell them? And when you find like a dinosaur,
I think that's so unfair.
Mm.
Like maybe not a dinosaur because like you can't get that properly.
Yeah.
But you ever hear these stories where someone finds ancient treasure in
In the water.
No, I'm saying in their like backyard.
Oh, the
And
backyard.
then, like the government's like, okay, hand it to us.
But even the water. In the Caribbean, you don't just own the land. Like, so Trinidad will own their water, right?
Yeah.
So
Like, you have to go out before you get to international
Right.
waters.
And so if I find a treasure chest in the water that Trinidad or whatever the other islands are, I can't think of them right now. Bermuda, I don't know. Is Bermuda even independent or is that English? Who cares? If you find it in their water, you're supposed to give it to them.
That's so unfair.
I don't know if you get a finder's fee,
Yeah.
but because I think you even have to get approval. Because I've seen, who was doing it? Your guy who made the Titanic. He was with
The guy who made the Titanic?
the
What'd you just
movie.
say? Oh, James Cameron.
Yeah. Did you
Yeah.
know he was like a big treasure hunter after that? Like he was,
Yeah, well, because he went
he
down
had all the equipment.
and he found the Titanic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you should be able to keep it. I think it promotes black market selling of it, don't you think?
Oh,
Like,
just don't tell.
If the government like actually sent out an appraiser and said, okay, we'll give you the value of the item if we want it so bad, that should be that.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess because it's like if you found oil, it belongs to them, and that's liquid gold.
Not anymore. Not the electric cars coming out.
Okay.
But anyway, guys, that is the Metal Detectors podcast. It's a new setup. We've been doing almost a year of the same thing. So
It's the first time we left.
a little learning curve being in Florida, being in the great outdoors, speaking to you fine people. But we'll get used to it probably by tomorrow on Walkthrough Thursday.
Yeah.
So yeah, become a spiritual metal detector and find the good in people, find the spirituality in nature, and in all things like metal detectors. That's it for the podcast. Peace. It's gonna be a long way to go touch
Yeah,
that.
you have to take a journey. There he goes. It's getting closer, and it's almost over. Retirement.